Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with the news of the Montgomery County Council for this third week in January. The Council has returned from its winter recess with a full agenda of business. Up first, support of a resolution that offers support of any upcoming state or federal legislation regulating the sale of guns and ammunition. Council President Nancy Navarro told us why the Council took a stand on this issue.
Given the momentum that has been created on a national level, to be on record and urge our state officials as well as our federal officials to take some steps. Of course, we know that the governor has come forward with some proposals, and it's wonderful because it's very much aligned with the resolution that we introduced this morning. And we look forward to sending that same type of message, to our federal officials as they are now working, Vice President as well as our President, to find some common sense gun laws.
Along those same lines, introduction of a supplemental appropriation that would be devoted to accelerating plans to install security systems in all schools. The request comes after both President Navarro and Councilmember Valerie Irvin sent a letter to the Board of Education urging the consideration of this request.
The school system, of course, is always looking at ways to ensure and maximize the safety of our students. This is something that is ongoing. They have an extraordinary department that looks into these issues. There had been already money that had been, proposed and had been included in our CIP as they look towards making sure that they can continue to implement this particular approach.
We're really happy that we're working collaboratively with our board members because we in Montgomery County believe very, very strongly in protecting the safety of our children and all the adults who work in these school buildings, and so we were underway. So I would just like to give credit where credit is due, and MCPS, the Board of Education and their staff were well ahead of the national curve.
Councilmember George Leventhal is sponsoring a bill that deals with transportation. The measure calls for adopting a 5-year schedule of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resurfacing for county sidewalks, streets, and roads.
The hope is that we will save money for taxpayers and save money for ratepayers if we can accomplish shared trenching. That is, you only have to dig up the road or sidewalk once, and then once the road is open, then we could lay water main replacements. You could put FiOS in. You could identify Washington gas lines, and ideally we could bury some of our electrical lines and avoid some of the problems obviously we've been having with overhead power lines.
And finally, Councilmember Valerie Irvin took time to recognize Korean-American Day. The day marks the significance of when the first Koreans arrived in the Hawaiian Islands and also celebrates the contribution of Korean Americans to life in the county and throughout the United States.
Today we celebrated the year that we at the council passed Korean-American Day. And we are so thrilled and proud and happy to stand here with all of you. And we included it in Montgomery County's Days of Commemoration, and that required passage of legislation, which passed the council 9-0 unanimously. So we are celebrating Korean American Day for the first time in Montgomery County on January 13th.
We only hope and to live up to this great honor.
As a Korean American who grew up in Montgomery County, I did receive a lot of benefits from the Montgomery County public school system, and the fact that I get to give back to the community as an assistant state's attorney here in Montgomery County makes me very proud.
It's a very exciting and proud moment for the Korean American community, and to receive this proclamation is an extraordinary gift, I think, to give the community on behalf of the County Council. Congratulations.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Council in Brief. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for tuning in.